Things haven't really gone to plan this week at the old station. We haven't managed to get done what we were planning to. So I thought this would be a good opportunity to update you on phase 4 and the timeline for the next stage of the renovation. So I've set out 5 goals for this is a brand new doorway, and we definitely achieved that goal. So at the moment they're just temporary. Well, we haven't got too much done this week. We were waiting for some fencing to arrive so we could put that up, and it didn't arrive. And I ordered a drone because I thought it would be really cool to have a drone go up and look at the roof before we start on the roof, which is the next thing we're going to be starting. And that did arrive, but it didn't have all the parts with it. So we didn't get to do anything that I actually had planned, unfortunately. But what we do have is a timeline for phase 4. But before I go into the timeline, I thought it would be good to have a look back at phase 3 and what we've actually achieved. What shocked me though when I looked back at the footage, because I couldn't actually remember everything that we'd put into phase 3. That video of what we've got planned in phase 3 was in November 2024. So we're now 8 months on. And yeah, phase 3's taken a long time. So here's a look back at what we had planned. I'm going to give you an update on each part and what we've actually achieved. And it might shed some insight into why it's taken us so long. Patience is definitely key when you're renovating an old building. So I've set out 5 goals for phase 3 that we want to achieve. Goal 1 is get the steels in. On the inside of the building, we need to put steels in to hold the roof up. There are steels already there, but they're in the wrong place. These were put in the 1980s, and they cross over the lovely Victorian windows and don't allow for much head height upstairs when the floors are laid on top of them. And when I say we, I do mean our builder, are going to take these steels out and put new steels in that run between the upper and the lower window. This will allow us to keep the top windows visible upstairs and have a good amount of head height. The central room of the station isn't going to have an upstairs, so you'll be able to get the full height of the windows there and see the top and the lower windows all together as they would have been. Getting the steels in is a huge job and everything else relies on it, so I can't wait to get that one done. Well, this job we absolutely did achieve. We got the steels in. That was the biggest job that we did, and it was so amazing to see this come together. This is the same room that you were just looking at. This is a brand new doorway. This wasn't here before. And if we go through this doorway, it will take us into that room that you were just looking at. And you can see we have the new steel beams in. So they're in a new position, they're holding up the floor above now. And this was an absolutely huge achievement for us. Seeing those steels come out was just so amazing. I think if we look up here, you can see the truss there above us that you could see in the other video. So they're still there up on that floor. This is absolutely amazing. And the boys did such a good job taking the old steels out and putting the new ones in. The central room then looks awesome. You can see the walkway, which was also added. So that'll be the upstairs. Over there where that cement mixer is, there'll be a staircase there. But this is looking really, really good. So what we wanted to achieve has been achieved in terms of getting the steel in, and one of the other goals that we had as well in phase 3, which I'll come on to shortly. Goal 2 are the windows. There's 29 of them altogether, so quite a few to consider. We're not 100% sure what we're doing with the windows right away. The ultimate goal is to replace them with wooden sash windows and have stained glass at the top. We want to replicate the original wooden surrounds to create them exactly as they would have been. But this is going to be expensive, particularly as there's so many windows, so we might not be able to replace them all right away. Well, we have made a decision on the windows. We are replacing them with wooden sash windows, and what really helped us decide what they should look like was visiting Barry Island railway station, which is a station that's on the same line, and it has similar windows to how they would have been when our station was operational. So we went and we had a look at those, and we have decided that on our windows we are going to have an accent colour, so they are going to be 2 different colours on the windows, white and another colour. I won't tell you which colour we chose as yet, but that decision has been made and those windows have been ordered, which we're also really excited about, and that was a big decision that took us a long time. But the windows are painted.
Yeah.
The top is a different shape to ours though, but quite similar.
Well, there's your answer.
What's the answer?
Well, the windows, you see where they're painted from.
Yeah, look at this.
Yeah, and this, and this colour as well. That's like because I'm guessing that's going to be the same colour as the wood, is it? The wood's just faded over.
Do you mean the wood on?
Well,
on the like little canopy there.
These brackets as well.
But that's more like pinky colour, isn't that similar to one of the Great Western Railway colours that we saw when we went to the museum?
Yeah, you might be right. I don't know.
I'll look it up.
Okay, cool.
Yeah, but look at this though. So you can see which bits are painted, which is really good, because this outside bit is painted in the accent colour and then the inside is still white. What do you think?
Yeah, well, there's the answer then.
Goal 3 is the roof.
We are really fortunate that the roof doesn't need replacing. It's beautiful Welsh slate, and we're so relieved that it only needs patching and not a full roof replacement.
Yeah, that's not happening anymore. We need to replace the entire roof, which is a huge job that we were not expecting to do. So there's a couple of reasons why we need to replace the roof. The first is that we're putting a lot of roof lights in, and currently there's no felt underneath the roof, but it has been sound for over 100 years. So initially it was felt that we could patch it and it would be fine. But because we're putting so many roof lights in and that's going to cause lots of disruption to the roof, we do need to take the slates off and felt before we put the slates back on when we're putting the roof lights in. But the second reason then is because we're trying to keep 3 of the trusses that hold the roof up, so the original railway trusses that hold the roof of the old station up. We are trying to keep those, and to keep them we have to move 2 of them, so we've got enough room to manoeuvre upstairs. So when the roof comes off, they'll move 2 of those. They only need to move about a foot each, so it's not a massive they're not moving from one side of the building to the other or anything, but it does mean that the roof would need to come off to move those anyway, and then they'll put the battens on, then felt, and then the tiles while they're putting the roof lights in as well. So there's good reason, but it is an absolutely huge job and it has blown our budget. But it's needed, so we'll do it because we love this old building. Goal 4 are the floors inside that will create the bedrooms upstairs.
With the steels in place, we'll be able to add the floors to both sides of the building to create the bedrooms.
Well, the floors are in, which is amazing. So we have floors both sides, which if you've been watching for a while, you will have seen before. We've got this amazing walkway as well. and we definitely achieved that goal. So at the moment they're just temporary floors. Reason being, the roof is coming off, so no good putting the actual floors down because they're likely to get damaged when the roof comes off. These are the trusses also that need to be moved. That central one there will stay where it is, but the one that I'm next to and the other one on the other side need to be moved slightly to allow enough space to maneuver. But this is a goal, floors in, definitely achieved, awesome. And goal 5 is the barge board and the wood on the outside of the building.
All of the woodwork on the outside of the building needs replacing. There's 4 of these and they're huge, and then there's also all of the barge board that goes around the outside. We want to replace it all in a colour that's in keeping with the original station. I think when this is done, the outside is going to look so different.
Goal 5, partly done. So as you can see behind me, the barge board on the 4 corners, so one of them has been removed and is being recreated in our builder's workshop. They have a carpenter as part of their service, so they are being recreated there, but obviously there's no point in putting them on because the roof has got to come off, so that's kind of delayed that. But we've picked the colour, they are being created, and we're a little bit further forward with that. So I think phase 3 was a success, even though we didn't achieve all of the goals that we set out to. We definitely made progress. We now have the floor in the right place inside. We have a floor where it should be, and we've been able to make some decisions on the roof and on the windows as well. So what does phase 4 hold? I think phase 4 is going to be massive. So we have had confirmation that this is starting in 4 weeks' time. We are going to be starting on our first goal, which is the roof. So taking the roof off and felting and putting the slate back, but replacing slate where needed as well. And the roof lights are going to go in, so that's going to make a massive difference. It's going to bring so much light into the station. That's going to be so much fun to see. And then we have the trusses that are going to be moved on the inside as well. So those 2 big trusses, I have no idea how they're doing this, but they are going to move them. And then as well as that, phase 4 includes getting the new windows in as well. So by the end of phase 4, what we're hoping for is that the old station will be watertight, and I mean, that's going to be massive to have the roof done and the windows in. It almost feels like things from there are going to be a little job. But yeah, it's going to be amazing, and it is starting in 4 weeks' time. So subscribe to us at the Old Station Renovation to see our journey.